7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's start right out. Hey, what happened?
Hello. That's everybody. Hi, everybody. My name is Dean. Welcome to the program. Full deck today. Lots going on. Maybe talk a little Jays. Big win last night. It's kind of our playoffs right now. Dead heat for the playoffs. See who gets that last wild card. I want to talk about it, so we're going to talk about it. My show. Do what I want. That's how we do it. Lots of other stuff too. We've got some weed news. We've got some National Truth and Reconciliation Day stuff to talk about. It's a very, very big and solemn day here in the country that we live in, country of Canada. Most of us are here. We'll get to some dirt eating. We'll get to some other things. We'll get a little update from Alberta. Please welcome to the program everybody who's on today. Ours and yours. Lachlan Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM. James DiFiore, Blackball the podcast. Bonzi live from Tripping with Bonzi. Everything you could get at deanblundell.com. Nice to see everybody today. Specifically Bonzi, who we were just like, I don't want to say complimenting, but we were complimenting.
You were gushing over me. Especially James.
I was totally gushing.
Yeah. You look unbelievable, dude. Like, you look healthier. You got some color in your face. 3 months ago, Locke and I thought you were going to die. Like, literally,
you didn't look good. I mean, no. I think even Bonzi would admit that there was some low points here in the last few months.
Yeah,
and you came on and you were looking really gray and
ashen.
Mostly he was dead inside, so it was fine, right?
Yeah,
this is true.
Good starting point.
But it was coming out, and you had to skull it, which we didn't know about till last week. You shaved your head thanks to James. You look like $1 million. You've got some form in your shoulders. Looks like you're working out. Your chins are turning into a chin again at the age of 48.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, dude, congratulations. You look unbelievable. Like a snack, really. Like a 48-year-old snack is what you look like.
Yeah, I've dropped a bunch of LBs, which I'm super happy and proud about.
What are you at? What are you at?
I'm probably into the 180s now, and I was 199 when
you were holy shit. You were 200 pounds at what? 5'6",
5'2",
5'8",
5'8". Okay.
I was 199. I never tipped the 200, and I'm thank God. I probably did, but I'm not a big fan of scales. At this new place, the new gym I go to, they got one of them old school scales, and I was like, well, we're starting. This was back when I first was starting running and working out again, and I hit the scale just to see because I knew I was going to be focused. And I have been in it, and it's paying off. I got to go get new clothes soon.
Is it hard to keep on? Is it hard to keep a diet, like a good diet, by the road, with the lifestyle that you have? Because I know that for me, I haven't worked out at all, and I lost all that weight just because of my diet. Right, that was the key thing for everything, like a lack of calorie intake, and then eating between like 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. That's and that was it. But I imagine it's harder, like when you're on the road.
It's actually been easier for me because there's no fast food restaurants around at the ready. Sure, I can order Uber Eats, which I've done once in a blue moon, but I've been in the habit of not doing that. So I go get groceries. I don't buy any ice cream, chips, or any of that shit. And when it's not on the bus and you can't eat it and it's not there, guess what? And that's really worked great for me. I haven't had hardly any takeout at all, which has made a huge difference. And then not having pounding all the alcohol every single day makes a huge difference as well. Big time.
That thing.
But then you got people like Lachlan, right? Who's like a fucking freak. And I know he works at it. He's very Mickey Mantle-esque. Is like he drinks his dick off. And then he does a couple hours of yoga the next day, and then he does the same thing at night. Then he does a couple of the
offset routine.
Bingo. Yeah. Like he's earning his cups, as they say. Guys like Bonzi weren't earning jack shit. They were just sitting around drinking, getting fucking more miserable. Then you introduce a little exercise, and then you stop drinking a little bit, and now look at you. You look like a fucking porn star. Really, I might do you.
It's funny that you say that, Dean, because I think women would let this Bonzi go down on them, whereas before,
not a chance.
I don't know,
not
man.
Much.
Locke, sorry, you're going to say something.
I was just going to say, I think that's the key to any successful, prolonged alcoholic sort of endeavor is offsetting it with activity.
Well,
if I can pass on any advice to anybody who wants to maintain a alcoholic lifestyle, you have to find a way to get some exercise in. So what I do is I've got the rowing machine. When I golf, I walk. I always I don't like to golf with guys that like to kart. And when I can, I do yoga. So I do yoga 3, 4, 5 times a week. And and then you don't feel guilty for getting shit tanked on a Tuesday night, right?
Yeah.
Were you serious about the walking? I don't know. Are we at that age now where just walking around is like the best thing
exercise
ever?
Yeah, that counts for me. Like I go for a walk every day for like an hour and a half, and it's like that's enough.
8, 9, 10 clicks. 8, 9, 10 clicks on a golf course, dude.
Yeah, big time.
Wow.
Yeah. And you got like a 50-pound bag of clubs on your back, or
those fucking wheels are wobbly sometimes. Oh wait, no, you have to carry them over your shoulder, right? Okay. It's a little
no,
bit
I don't hoof the bag. I don't like the bag on my
pull
back.
cart? Are you a pull cart guy? Only
cart.
Oh, that's for babies.
You wear
women,
white
dude.
pants?
You can't do that. You can't do a push cart if you're
call me
unable.
Locklina. I like the fucking click cart. I love it.
He's this far away from a scooter.
It's got a
cup holder.
It's got a cup holder.
That's all the difference right there. That's why I got it.
Yeah. Well,
But
good.
yeah,
I'm glad.
I hate karting. I actually play way better too.
Mhm.
If I'm golfing with a cart, my head's not in the game. Like it's just not the same.
Yeah, me neither. I like to walk towards my ball. You can size it up. You can see how much further you have to go. You're always thinking about it. If you like golf, you like doing that, right? How was the wife when you came home today, Locke? Because first of all, this is Lachlan's in Alberta. This is your lovely wife. This is Deb. Beautiful, just beautiful woman, loving, kind, keeps the family together.
Yeah.
Does just sacrifices everything for you and the kids. It's what she does. She's this wonderful human being.
That's a really good way of putting it. I mean, she definitely is that sort of. She's the sort of the glue that keeps the family together. Right.
So what did she come home to today? Because you posted something on Instagram I want to talk about.
I made a purchase, a rather rash one, about a month or two back when somebody posted on I think it might have been Ryan or Joe, and he posted this door knocker thing with this guy with huge nuts, and I'm like, I need that. I have to. We talk about how big my nuts are all the time, and it actually fairly to scale. If you look at the picture, if you saw me naked and then you put the door knocker next to me, it would make a lot of sense. I'm gonna get a picture of it right now. She got a this just shipped notification because I order everything on her Amazon. So she just sent me a text with a picture of the notice going WTF. So this is it's not an easy purchase to explain.
This is the door knocker you purchased. We see what we were doing is we were sending these pictures around, and we were like, "Hey, Lachlan, look, it's you." And you're like, "I'm buying that," and we just like, "Oh, that's funny, cute." Yeah, you should buy it like a joke, but you literally fucking bought it.
I did. TikTok famous naked man door knocker.
Funny men's ball doorbell.
I think the conversation led to, what are you going to fucking do with that? And I'm like, I'm putting it on our door.
That's the question I have for you, is that, first of all, this gets shipped. She gets the receipt saying the door knocker with the guy with the massive testicles.
Showing up.
By the way, that's what you hit against the door, the nuts. And that's how you let people know that someone's at your fucking house.
We're home.
So she gets
Hold on.
We're here.
I'll be right there.
Hello. She gets this and she's, what the fuck? Like, it was at the cost, or is now, because the rubber's got to meet the road. That is not a small door knocker. And it's got to go on the door.
There's a lot to unpack here, Dean, and I'm not exactly sure where to start with why she's angry. It could be the money. Could be the nuts.
Could be.
Could be that she doesn't want a door knocker.
It's called the Knocklin, by the way. Just
I was explaining,
Knocklin crotch.
You need to explain to me why this needs to be a purchase in your life. And I'm like, well, I talk about how big my nuts are all the time. on my show and on the podcast, it just seemed like the right thing to do.
Oh, well,
That door knocker, this door knocker is
case.
what you should have said is, honey, this door knocker is an homage to my nuts.
Yeah. Those nuts can help conceive our children. So I don't know why you're knocking them.
Yeah. Tell her
The
if
funny
it wasn't
thing
for
is,
those, you wouldn't have kids. So let's
at
put it
no
on the
point.
door.
Yeah, we don't. In this family, the dad doesn't get a lot of credit for.
Can you get a marshmallow and tape that around the 6-pack or the 4-pack that the fella has with his big balls? So it looks a little more resemblance to old Lachlan.
Hold on.
Oh, emblazon your initials on the testicles. That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
Oh no,
LC.
the cross family. Can you put that on
L1
there?
L. You know what's funny too, because the left nut, my left nut is actually a little bit bigger, and the left nut on this picture represents a little bit more of a hang.
It's his right, actually.
Is it? Okay, hold on. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, wrong.
But here's
My
the thing: that is such a beautiful,
Now
that
it's
is such a
nothing.
beautiful an accoutrement that it is like a fucking perfect thing for a guy like you to put on his front door.
Yeah.
But you $30. Here's the question: is Deb gonna let you put that on the door? Like, because that's where the rubber meets the road for me. Like, buying it is one thing, putting it in a box in the basement after, that's useless. If you say you have the pole you have in your house, and if you bought that, the next great step for you is to say, I am going to not just tape this to the door momentarily for a picture. I'm going to get some screws out. I'm going to fucking measure. I'm going to stick this thing right in the middle of the fucking door, and I'm making a commitment to the Knocklin crotch door knocker.
That's right. Trademark pending.
Now is a good time for complete and total honesty.
Yeah.
That thing's not going up on our door.
I was thinking maybe she wants it on the bedroom door. You know, maybe she's going to surprise you.
I did bring up our front door. That got shut down pretty quick.
Yeah.
I should have recorded this conversation.
Should have.
I think if I do it, it's going to have to be at work. So,
So you can't do it.
So I'll be putting it up at work. Yeah.
Well, I do it at the very least. It's been a great conversation, and it only cost you $30 to have it, right? Like, that's the thing.
Well,
these things that we do.
Like, what's dignity worth to you, Lachlan?
Yeah. Who cares?
I'm not worried about my dude. You clearly have not spent enough time with me.
It was sarcasm.
Dignity.
It was sarcasm.
Dignity.
It was sarcasm.
Blew out the fucking door.
Yeah,
100 years ago.
That's why it was sarcasm.
Would have been nice though to put on your door in Alberta. It could use some cheering up. Apparently, did I hear right? And we're gonna get into the COVID conversation. 34 people died in Alberta yesterday from COVID. It's like a record. Did I hear that right? Is that correct? Is that number right? And most of the people in there.
34 this morning.
34 is the total from yesterday. Fuck.
Yeah, it was what we were reporting this morning. So, well, the thing about the numbers when we're talking about them, and I mentioned this the other day, and nobody disagrees with me. It's when they come up now, we just go, so many cases, so many like blah, 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 34 dead, da, 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 and we just move on. We just glaze over the number. No one's we're not impacted by it anymore, which is, I think, that's the thing that's bothering me the most right now. Like, personally, when I'm hearing these stories, I'm not letting it sink in that's 34 families that were impacted, right? And let's take out the fact that 80% of the people that are in ICU are unvaccinated. Actually, I think the number is actually even higher. Let's take that out of the equation and try to not to have that conversation. That's still 34 fucking people that died.
Yeah.
And we're not, it doesn't phase us anymore. We mention it. It's like we're reporting box scores from a hockey game, right? Or a football game.
Are they mostly unvaccinated?
Yeah. The percentage of people in ICU, we report that number every once in a while. Actually, I think Grant has kind of pulled back a little bit on that because when we do mention that in the news, like if we do mention, and by the way, 93% or 89% of the people in ICU right now had no vaccines, 5% had one shot, The fucking text goes crazy and people try to fight the numbers.
Sorry, Lachlan. I was just wondering, has anyone actually talked about how the people that are dying are the people that don't want to get vaccinated, and the people that don't want to get vaccinated are the kind of the people that are like not really taken seriously. We're all frustrated at them, but they're the ones that are dying. It's weird because sometimes it feels like we're talking about people dying because of the people that because of the anti-vaxxers, and while that's true in many senses, we're like, oh man, 34 people died. But it's the people that we've been kind of marginalizing a little bit. Like it's weird. Do we think that innocent people are dying, or do we think that unvaccinated people are dying? I'm just sort of curious as to what that pool of people is like, and are they, are they kind of hardcore about it? Are they uneducated? Are they smart? But
even here, I see it here, like this blown gasket guy who's obviously not courageous enough to put his own name on there or her own name there.
Yeah, it was a comment where and I just got rid of the comment, but in our comment section, it was this guy named Blown Gasket started shitting on people who were sick and saying
we've created a two-tier system.
We've created it's nothing more than the flu.
There's a point there, but there's a reason why we've created a two-tier
they've created
system.
it. Nah, but they've created it by not getting vaccinated.
That's what I was going to say. We're at where we're at because there's this problem with the vaccine for whatever reason. The thing that drives me crazy, and because now what I've done now with people that send me like studies on ivermectin, because I make jokes constantly about how I'm taking ivermectin and I'm and tricks get crackers and all this shit, and people are sending me these studies about how it actually fucking works, and I'm like, okay, well then answer me this. Why does the guy that's taking the ivermectin, which is made by the fourth largest pharmaceutical company in the world, which has a post on their webpage that says, don't take ivermectin for COVID. We have 0 studies to prove that it's effective. They've actually put that on their fucking webpage. Why are people okay with taking that and they're not okay with the vaccine? No one has answered that question for me yet. Right? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's because they can't. Right? It's like case in point. And they're the same fucking idiots that make up new way. Like now that the vaccine's working, and in Ontario, it's basically we've plateaued in the fourth wave, starting to go down because we got 80% of the people vaxxed, and everybody's kind of buying in. The mandate's kind of working, all that shit. But people are now trying to look for different ways to try to somehow assail the fact that these vaccines work. Case in point, this Alberta guy named Pat King. I've never heard of him until today, but he's like,
oh, this fat fuck.
He's like the fat.
Such a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's like the fat version of Chris
I've had
Sky.
so many people send me this.
Lachlan, how do you feel about Pat?
He's a fucking loser.
Fucking idiot.
He's a fucking loser. He's all of these guys that are creating misinformation for the purposes of just not being wrong or not moving off the mark because they're wrong. Like they're being proven wrong every day. In Alberta, they're proven wrong yesterday. 34 of them died. And hundreds and fucking it's like 85% of them are all fucking these people. But this is Pat King trying to go, okay, well the vaccines work. Now this dumb cunt has, pardon my language, if you will. Now this fat fuck is because he's out of options for the vaccine. He's now trying to convince people the nasal swabs that they're giving actually are the number one cause of cancer in the world. I'm not shitting you. And when you watch him, he gives me like, I don't know, but he gives me a real Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys feel. Watch this. This is
on these swabs. And it's a cancer. It's the number one cancer-causing agent. Yeah. Another one of the many number one cancer-causing agents.
Wow. Guess we're all fucked. So says Tubby.
What a loser. What a loser.
You can't make it up. Like that is
right now.
Ricky. It's Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys.
The problem is that that fat dick gets COVID, and they drag his overweight ass. They got to fucking cut his jeans off of him.
But he said that a
that
swab
fucking
in the
idiot
nose
goes-
caused cancer. Like
that guy gets dragged into the ICU, right? And if
unfortunately,
he dies, we're supposed to. If he dies, somebody
feel
gets
sorry.
mad. If you go, well, I'm glad he's fucking dead. There's going to be that group of people that are mad at you for the fact that he passed away. So you can't win here. Like it's just.
Yeah. Well, and you have to be okay with not winning. Like that's the thing. Like you say you can't win if you do or you don't. I have been so okay with not winning in that group. I don't give a fuck about any of them. I really don't. Let me play this for you again.
Oh, sorry.
No,
go ahead.
No, let me play this for you one more time.
No,
this
great.
is who thousands of Albertans are taking their health advice from. This is a guy who's not vaccinated, refuses to get vaccinated. Now he's coming for the swabs.
At least Chris Guy got vaccinated.
Swabs, and it's a cancer. It's the number one cancer-causing agent. Yeah. Another one of the many number one cancer-causing agents.
So there's another one of the many number one cancer.
What's on the?
Do you have any idea how much shit dirtier than
40
that
number
swab
ones
that I put in my nose in my lifetime? Like I would have been dead in my 20s.
And like is he this? Like look at the fucking guy. Is he?
He's number one cancer-causing.
Does he look concerned with what goes in his body?
Yeah, picture of health, those two.
Yeah.
Do you guys think though that we never had a persuasion game? We never had a persuasion strategy. Like I feel like we were hoping that people would just come to their senses, but we never really like the government. No one found them persuasive.
You're gonna persuade Pat King to stop eating Donairs at 2 a.m.
No, but again, like it's 20% of our population.
Let's be careful about Donairs.
Right?
You're right. They are delicious.
Especially at
don't
2
want to offend
in the
the
morning.
Donair community.
Especially when you're shithoused. Yes, you're right. Correct. That is the best shithouse food.
Yeah.
But you're talking about like a.
You want some sweet sauce on that?
Yes,
I do.
I do. Yes.
No, I don't.
And
Can
some
you
onion.
Can you shave some disgusting coagulated meat off that kebab so I can put it in a thing?
Speaking
I
of
would
my
eat it.
ex-girlfriend,
Okay.
we were in Portugal one. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. Like in Alberta, and it's for you. It's your province. I feel sorry for, and I kind of feel sorry for Saskatchewan. I don't really feel sorry for British Columbia. In Alberta, in Ontario, we look like we might be on easy street soon, which is nice. Everything's trending that direction. But like, holy fuck, I think about people like you in Alberta. What's that?
I'm surprised at how. Because I'll be honest, I was kind of on side with the best summer ever. Let's open everything up. You're on your fucking own. Like I celebrated it. I was like, yeah, let's do this. We're ahead of the curve here. Like, let's fucking blaze the trail. So we're at 80% vaxxed, like double vaxxed in Alberta, which is pretty decent, just under maybe 80%. And we got there, and then they like opened her up, like, let's go, concerts, everything. That the numbers right now of like ICU and the number of cases that we're getting and hospitalizations are higher than they were at the height of the first and second and third waves.
Mm-hmm.
And we're only dealing with 20% of the population. Like, this Delta variant it's fucking kicking our asses.
You got 30%. So as of today, Alberta is 71.6% vaccinated. That's fully vaccinated.
Fully vaccinated.
Yeah, at least one dose is 77, and that's today.
I was going to say,
and you've had 2 weeks.
80.
Yeah, when this whole thing started, Alberta was 62% vaccinated. As of 2 weeks ago, when all of a sudden the things blew up. I thought
we were in the 70s. When the doors flew wide open, but I mean, still, that's more than half the population, and we're still struggling to I mean, there's conversations now daily about the bringing in the military and triage and shipping people to different provinces and all sorts of crazy shit, man, with just a small percentage of the population that is unvaxxed.
Yeah.
Well, we need a persuasion game. We need a persuasion game. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Of course we do. That's exactly what you need.
There's no more. How do we persuade the crowd?
How do you do it?
That guy's on that Pat King was on a fucking park bench
But
like
I don't know if James
$4
is
worth
talking
of
about
Walmart
Pat King.
clothing, and he's like
I'm not talking about him. I'm
Okay.
looking at so if we look at the numbers, let's say your province or our province, whatever, needs 20%.
Yeah.
So we have 20% of people. They're the reasons for the clogged hospitals. They're the reasons for the infection still going. They're the reasons for the clogged up ICUs. So the name of the game, shouldn't it be persuade these people? Isn't that the name of the game? Or is the name of the game, well, let's see how it plays out. Let's not try to persuade them. Let's mock them. Like, I know that we don't like them. I know that we think they're stupid and all that kind of stuff. And then I wouldn't even say that I don't like them. I think I don't like the fringe of them for sure. But why... This is what people should be working on around the clock. How do we persuade these people? Let's think of 1,000 things, people, before we leave this room. Like, is that happening anywhere? Because that's the only thing that you can do unless you tie them down and jab them.
I don't disagree with you, James. Right? Okay, but I'm not sure we would come up with a way to.
I think we have to try.
Do you think the fact that most of these people in the ICUs aren't vaccinated, and if they're dying, do you think that's going to scare more people into saying, hey, I don't want to be that unvaccinated guy in the ICU and potentially die?
It's not, though.
Some of them.
Bonzi, it's not. Like,
aren't anti-vaxxers, like, I think we were just talking about this prior to going on the air. Aren't they calling ICUs in Edmonton, pestering ICU hospitals, saying that's not what's going on your floor isn't really what's going on? Is that where we're at in Alberta?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Well,
like that. Can you fucking imagine that? Can you imagine calling an ICU in the middle of a pandemic and being so fucking mentally disabled in your brain, being so fucking stupid that you call an ICU section of a hospital or wing of a hospital filled with dying COVID patients, and you get a nurse who's in full gear, sweating her balls off after attending to these assholes who didn't give a shit about themselves or anybody else and put themselves there, and they got to pick up the phone and they got to go, hi, how you doing? ICU West Edmonton General. And they're like, what's going on in there isn't really what's going on in there. Like, are you fucking serious? That's happening in Alberta right now?
Yeah.
Did we identify these people that made these calls? Because
I don't
to be
know where
perfectly honest with you, if I'm some diabolical person and I want to convince anti-vaxxers to take the vaccine, I might do that as a ruse so that anti-vaxxers are all embarrassed that someone, okay, that's gone far enough. Let's go get vaccinated. That's a better idea than any idea that has happened yet.
I don't know much more than we heard it was happening. That it got out that these calls were starting to come in.
Yeah.
And it might have something to do with the fact that Kenny created some law or extended some law that protects hospitals from being protested in front of.
So their way to protest now is just to start calling the hospitals. It's fucking awesome.
Maybe that's part of it.
It's crazy to me.
It is insane.
It is, isn't it? And
I don't know why. I don't know why they don't have open tours for the anti-vaxxers. Like, hey, we'll let you through the COVID section.
Oh, come on,
lots of things for you to lick.
Listen. Don't wear a mask. We'll be fine with it. Just have a walk through. Like if you don't believe, and then let them talk to the people. Like walk them into the bubble and go.
Let them hug people.
This is Jerry. This is his ventilator.
Open in 20 minutes, cough.
In 20 minutes, we're gonna pump his lungs so that it's not full of fluid. We got to flip him every hour. He's on this drug, and this drug. He might be able to talk to you. Hey, Jerry, why are you in here? Let them go through. I don't know.
The den of sadness. Sorry.
If they truly don't believe,
that sounded like.
why not let them fucking pump through the ICU?
Yeah, I don't understand. You know, and it's funny. I know that there's lots of people to protect, and medical information is one thing, so cameras can't go in the hospitals and ICU units and vulnerable people. I get that, but I think we're like a live stream from an ICU away from convincing people to what James is saying. Like, I read something today, is this dude in Alberta, 46 years old, bald, overweight. He's laying in the hospital bed, and they're like, how's it going? And he's like, oh my God, I was so wrong. And I see these videos all over the place, but they still don't make a difference to those people. And those are the people I'm talking about, right? Those are the people that I'm not talking about as he says, vaccine hesitant people or different. Fuck that. I'm talking about the people that are clearly wrong. That, like, I got another text from Chris Sky today, and he's like, the movement's going international, and I'm like, it's you and a bunch of dumb trailer pigs around the country. That's pretty much it. He's like, you wish it was, and I'm like, no, I don't. I don't even fucking care.
He sounds like an electronic music DJ's
Yeah.
manager. Oh, we're going
Yeah.
international with this single, baby. You know, like
Yeah, he literally that. That is why guys like this Pat King guy who we played, who's basically Rick, a real life version of Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys. That's stupid. This has got a bunch of number one reasons that cancer, but fuck off. Like every single one of these guys is dumber than the next. And here's the thing: the fact that they are brave enough or dumb enough to actually say something like that publicly. That's their gas. That's their jam. They all go, oh, someone's saying what I think in my head, and I'm gonna go, yeah, okay. Crazy attracts crazy. So now all you've got is crazy people being attracted to crazy people, and 80% of the population in this country going, that ain't us. Like that's why I don't give a fuck if Pat King dies. I don't care if Chris Sky dies from it. He's vaccinated, by the way. He's fully vaccinated. So and I don't care because all of these things to me are just markers of crazy people. And so now in my mind, like I got 40, 50, 1,000 different, tweets calling me a fucking, what was today's? It was like, I was taking advantage of residential schools because we put up this interview we did with the chief of the hereditary Crane clan. And so all we did was we put it up and I'm like, fuck, mute, don't care. Same thing with these guys like Pat King, mute, don't care. But to your point, those are the people that are lost causes and doesn't matter. I mean, there's this marginal group of people that probably still want to get vaccinated that are still trying to figure it out. And if they go get vaccinated, they're probably going to be just fine. But that's not the point. The point to them is this is still a game and they're playing a game. And fuck them.
I think that that we're going to have to, and when I say we, I guess I mean government or something. I don't know. But like someone's going to have to come up with like real incentivizations or something that can convince these people to take it. Like maybe there'll be like vaccine interventions or some shit eventually where people are like, no, seriously, like we're all still alive. We took the vaccine. You're going to be fine. Here are the numbers. Like, because I know that everyone's angry, but putting your anger aside, if the problem is 20% isn't vaccinated, then the solution needs to be, we need to vaccinate as many people as possible. So then how do you do that? And I just think that should be, no, I don't think you can do it.
I don't agree. I don't agree, Dean.
No, you don't think so?
It's the slippery slope.
Dude, you know what Nova Scotia did this morning? I'll tell you what Nova Scotia did this morning. They pulled the fucking pin out of the grenade and they're like, teachers, healthcare workers, get vaccinated or you're fucking fired. Guess what happened this morning?
I'm okay with that too.
Guess what happened this morning?
Mandatory
Vaccination rates went through the fucking roof in Nova Scotia. Same thing with Ontario. We announced a mandate through the fucking roof. Like, it works. And the fact that these people are shut out, that is not the conversation anymore.
It might work. I don't think it fixes the underlying problem. I don't think it gets rid of the Pat Kings. Right?
I don't, dude. The Pat Kings of the world, the Pat Kings of the world are going to get rid of themselves. Did you see the dude?
Yeah.
I mean, he's fucking. He's got type 2 something. Like
Did he look like Wendell Clark a little to you? Wow, he's really let himself go, that Wendell.
Yeah, he does.
But what is it like in Alberta? So, and I'll move on to the next subject. But like, Locke, in Alberta, like this has got to take up a lot of brain space for guys like you who have done the right things, right? Or like, how are you protecting your brain against all this stuff?
For me right now, I'm just trying to.
Door knockers.
We're trying to do a show. We're trying to be entertaining, and I'm also trying just to. I don't have a lot of friends and I don't do a lot of social things anyway. So this was really easy for me. And I've maintained it through the course of this whole, as I cough into my hand with COVID. Probably. I've maintained this sort of tight social circle. I don't do a lot of stuff and I'm trying not to let the noise get in the way of what I got to do every day, which is come in and do
your
show.
job.
And
you gotta live.
And I also know that that I'm not going to please everybody, and sometimes we're going to say things that piss people off. And I'm also trying to not avoid being honest and have a honest opinion about where we're at. So we do that occasionally, but then when people engage me on social media or text or whatever the case might be, which are all these tools that people can reach out to, people in the public eye now. I'm desperately. I know that Lachlan Cross isn't going to convince an anti-vaxxer to go get a vaccine. So why waste 30, 40 minutes behind a keyboard on Facebook fighting with Sam Steele? It's just not worth it. Right? And I kind of take a little bit of what James has been saying, like the whole shaming thing and the whole making fun of these people is not going to change their minds. I haven't quit doing that, but I'm aware of the fact that that's not a
strategy to help.
No, it just
John Kay
isn't.
said the same thing yesterday. Remember? I don't know if you guys remember, but yeah,
he did.
He sort of was saying the same thing.
You're not going to change somebody's mind, So I just do what I do, and listen, the numbers. What's happening in Alberta isn't impacting me. I get up in the morning. I leave my house at 4:00 in the morning. I go pick up an overweight midget, and I go to work. I do a show with two people in the room.
As you do,
right?
Who doesn't really?
That are fully vaccinated, that aren't fucking doing a lot of shit either. I mean, Grant, he's not doing much. He's got a pretty tight social circle as well. We're not going out. We, when we go out, we wear masks, right? And we're just trying to follow the rules. And I'm worried for the businesses and the unintended consequences of the mistakes that they have made from the beginning of this, not just in Alberta, but in Canada and around the world. I'm concerned for the guy that was just barely making it, that just maybe started his company at the beginning of this thing and then, got a bit of reprieve and got to open up the doors, and now is hearing whispers about the fact that 20% is probably going to fucking shut down the province again, right? Like, yep. I mean, there's rumors that Kenny's going to lock us down again, right?
Yeah, so. And it's funny because you're all in the same boat, and America is such a hodgepodge. And we had a Brent on the podcast. He came in from Minneapolis because he was doing the Lamb of God Megadeth tour, and he said, "You know what? It's fucking crazy." And Bonzi, maybe you know more about this than me, but he said, like, it's hard to find vaccinated people in the United States. Like, I don't know if you're like at your trailer park or wherever your RV ground or campground. And I'm not demeaning you when I say trailer park. I'm just saying wherever you've parked the bus, the tour bus, the beautiful tour bus, you run into other people. How many of those people are vaccinated, and do they think it's weird that you are?
There's not a lot, to be honest. And they don't think it's weird that I am. They respect my decision. Some of them here, and they become friends. I'm at their office actually right now. They're not vaccinated, but they don't hold it against me. But they saw what I went through, and it kind of scared them also a little bit. But at the end, I said, "But I'm not going to die from COVID now." So there's that.
Yeah.
But
but that's my point. Is that like province to province, country to country, region to region, it's very different. Like Brent was telling me yesterday, he's at this he's in the Lamb of God Megadeth tour in Indianapolis. Guys are coming up to him going, "Take that fucking mask off, pussy." Yeah. And and he said he got that all throughout the United States. Everywhere he went, take that fucking mask. There's like here it's 10 to 15% of the crazies. There it's like 50% of the crazies, right? It's very different.
He's also balls deep into a group of people that spent money on a Lamb of God ticket, right? Like, let's say that out loud. Okay.
Yeah. He's like, dude, the music's great. He was playing me some videos last night. I'm like, all I heard was like a noisy dishwasher.
All right.
I love going to shows, but I'm not putting in a CD in my Subaru on the way into work in the morning.
A little Lamb of God on the way home.
Lamb of God, yeah. Yeah. I remember people used to call the rock station thinking that they could get Slayer on. And I'm like, yeah, it's Raining Blood coming right up. Out of Theory of a Dead Man. That'll work.
I like Pavement. Do you guys like Pavement? That was a good band.
Pavement was great.
Clutch. Yeah. One of the things, and we were talking about this earlier, but there's this dude, and Ryan Lindley and his lovely wife Ashley, we're talking about this company called BOO, Black Oxygen Organics. This is further to the bullshit and the craziness. There's this guy here, so he's selling this to people. His name is Mark Saint Onge. He's the
Judging him.
patron saint of holy horseshit.
Anyone that has an aura painted into the background of their portrait can fuck off.
It
Seriously.
matches his hair quite nicely.
What?
It does, right? The silver
Yeah.
and black. Yeah, he's a
Founder
little
of
salt and
Black
pepper.
Oxygen Organics, Mark St. Onge, patron
Fuck
saint.
you, Mark. You
Holy
fucking
horseshit.
Halo.
Yeah.
So this
Wearing
guy
motherfucker.
lives in Northern Ontario, and he's
Yeah.
got this company called Black Oxygen Organics. And what he does is he makes these pills. These are pure dirt pills from a dirt bog in northern. Like he's just digging up dirt, putting them in pills,
Black
and he's
oxygen
selling
sulfate.
40 dirt pills for $110 US each. And he's made a fucking killing. He's not just selling the pills; he's selling dirt in a bag. It's 125 grams of fucking dirt that you can buy for $110 from a magic bog behind his house, or you can get this dirt coffee. It's Italian dark roast, so it's $30 for 12 K cups, which is just insane because I bought 100 for 30 today at No Frills. That's what I did. But go back to my point. People are using this shit and they're doing testimonials, and this guy's made millions. And Health Canada just shut him right the fuck down, like yesterday.
But what is
And
it? What does it
these
cure?
are- Well, this is the thing. They think it helps get rid of all the unnecessary evils that are in your body. It's magic dirt. This woman says, I've been up since 6 a.m. and drove 4 hours one way with 4 kids to get my tat sleeve finished. Then the artist canceled on me 25 minutes before I headed her way because she's sick. People need to learn how to not get sick. She lost $1,000. Maybe if she had the dirt, she would have been able to pull through. I'm a firm believer everything happens for a reason. I've only waited 8 weeks for this. I have to wait another week. And then she holds up this thing about her dirt. And then she posts a picture of her kids. No word of a lie. There's a picture of her fucking little kids sitting on the couch with their feet in plates of dirt
Yeah,
to prevent them from getting fucking COVID.
they're
Like that.
honest.
And then this woman, Penny, she says the dirt cured her cancer. She's 3rd weeks, and in less than 1 week, her skin cancer is 98% gone. That's also a lie. Dirt doesn't cure fucking
You kidding?
cancer.
If it gets any worse, Gwyneth Paltrow is going to start selling it.
I'm worried.
Wow.
Have you seen the
Canadian dirt? People are fucking eating dirt. They're brushing their teeth with dirt. They're putting dirt on their face, all because they don't want COVID. You know how fucking awesome that is?
Yeah. So
God, awesome.
It is awesome.
What,
It's incredible.
A couple of years ago, Grant signed me up for Gwyneth Paltrow's company's
Goop.
email blast from
Yeah.
Goop. So once every week or two, I get a Goop email, and I just haven't had I just can't not. It's such a funny joke. I just let them go. But occasionally I'll read them. And there was one, it was about a year ago, and they were promoting a stone. And it was called the Vagina Stone. And you can't even make this shit up. So, and it was pretty big. Like it looked like a large Easter egg. And you
Stuck it in your vagina. Oh, your
and
bum?
walk around with it for the
I've heard
day.
about this.
And apparently it was supposed to, I don't know, tighten things up or do something.
Oh, it's like a constant Kegel sort of thing?
Oh, it's called the Jade Egg. It's called the Jade Egg.
Jade
I know
Egg,
what you're
yeah.
talking about. The Jade Egg.
She was
And-
selling these things, but it was quite large.
It
Like,
was made in Portugal.
It was the size
I'm
of my
pretty sure.
fist.
You look underneath it, you can see the stamp.
All right. It's the size of my fist.
It was big.
That's
It was
what I said.
big.
That's exactly what I just said.
Anyway,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
size of my
who
fist.
walks around with that? Like,
Inside them?
who hoops
Yeah, here's
that and walks around?
Fatima.
See?
Okay, this is it. This is called the Goop Jade Egg.
Yeah.
$66. It is no, it's only a couple inches by a couple inches, which is, like that, like this. Used by women to increase sexual energy and pleasure. It's a nephrite jade stone that helps connect the second chakra, the heart,
Yeah.
and yoni. I think that's like Spanish for vagina, isn't it? Yoni? I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm not sure.
For optimal self-love and well-healing, be sure to follow the instruction included with your egg. It's made exclusively for Goop. It's made out of nephrite jade. It's 2 inches by 2 inches, and the eggs are, good news, pre-drilled. For
Well, because you got to put a string on it.
Well, I was
you can
gonna
get
Otherwise
say-
you'll
back
lose
out.
it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to call Brad to come and
Yeah.
get you if you're gonna fucking.
It just
Yeah, look at this.
disappeared.
Look at this. Eggs are pre-drilled for string add-on. we recommend using unwaxed dental floss. And I'm assuming that's so you can retrieve the egg from said teeth. Vagina. Is that correct?
With your teeth. Yeah.
Wow.
That would suck if you got one without a hole in it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
listen. If I've said it once,
I've
said it 1,000 times. Never put anything in yourself that doesn't have some type of base.
Well, and for me, I'm struggling here because thanks.
Like first base.
I'm struggling because I just
I would attach.
Nuts.
What's that? Locke? What were you saying?
I said I'm struggling having this conversation, making fun of people that bought the Goop Vagina Egg because I bought a door knocker with huge nuts.
Goop. Look at that.
Oh, man.
But I'm not hooping that, by the way, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, I don't think. But I've said it. I mean, you know how many news stories I used to read about people that had things lost in themselves? Like,
yeah,
you know, like every year Deadspin puts out this article. It's like, hey, it's time to go over all the things people lost in their anuses this last year. Is like
half of them are from Germany or Florida too.
Can I just say that I just want to say something here, half confessional and then half bewilderment.
Please don't.
I'm a pretty freaky guy, but I don't understand how straight men, or any man really, or anybody, why do you want to put large things in your bum? Like, I don't understand why. Is it like a psychological thing? Is there something happening? I don't understand
we went to Vegas motivation. A couple years ago, and we did this contest before we went down, and the loser had to take a large black dildo in their
you already lost me
to Vegas. And Jimmy lost.
Did you say had to take a large black dildo in their carry-on to Vegas? Is that what you said?
That the loser had
awesome.
to. So we got this. It was 13. No, it was 18 inches, and it was about that big around. And because I phoned this woman from this sex shop, and it was bigger than my arm. And I said, "Hey, listen, we just did this bet. I'll give you some plugs on the air if we can borrow a big black dildo." And she's fine.
Did you say? Plugs. Did you say? Hang on. Let me back that proposition.
What kind of plugs would you like to give, sir?
I will give you all kinds of promotion if you let me borrow.
Yeah.
Big.
No, but the best is he used plugs, not
plugs on the air. That was unintentional.
I want to use the word plug and big black dildo in the same sentence.
Is it this big? This one? That size?
Yeah, that was the one.
Why is it a white person holding it? I'm so confused.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, anyway, so she brought this thing down, and I was like, "Hey, listen, do people? This seems aggressive. This seems like something that I wouldn't necessarily want to fool around with." And she goes, "Dude, we sell so many of these." And I'm like, "To who?" She's like, "Dudes, guys come in. Like, they come in and they buy these things." And,
but it's for their girlfriend or wife, isn't it?
No, it's for them.
It's too big. I don't understand.
Yeah. There's I guess the pain pleasure thing is big. It also had a suction cup. I wish I had pictures. I'll try to get pictures because
that's so you can put it up against the wall. That's why I had the suction cup. So you can put it into that. Back that rig right into that thing. Yeah.
Jimmy got drunk and we broke into his hotel room and stuck it on his shower, and he's only 4 feet tall, so we put it up high so he couldn't get it. So and we were there for 3 days. We were laughing about the cleaning staff. Must have just come in there every day and go, "Oh, it's still fucking here. Come in, Sarah. Come down here. Look, the big black dildo is still in here."
Do you think they clean it?
Probably doing more than that. It probably used it.
The look on the security guy's camera, like the guy that has to do the camera at the airport and is doing the screening of the bags going through the carry-on luggage.
Could you see the X-ray vision of it?
Yes.
Could you see the outline?
Yes, and it was massive, and it was just in his luggage, and Jimmy's head's down.
Did you just see the guy's eyes? Just
so
go
mortified. So anyway, we're laughing, and Grant and I, and we all actually had to dress up as Elvis too. So we're all dressed up as Elvis. So we already look like tools, and then we're drunk, and Jimmy's going through with this huge dildo in his bag. Then he passes out. Jimmy's like a toddler. As soon as there's movement and he's sitting, he passes out. So he passed out in the fucking plane. And I grabbed the dildo, gave it a lick on the suction cup, and stuck it above him. So it was like doing this above his head. And the fucking, and this, like, we're backing out. Like we're not even, we haven't even left the airport.
Taxiing.
Yet.
You're taxiing.
Out.
Yes.
And the woman's like pulling her seatbelt on. She's running down. And she's like, "We were told about you. Security called us and said that there was a large black dildo in someone's carry-on, and you guys are gonna fucking dick around with it. You need to put that away right away." And everybody in the back of the plane, because of course we're sitting in the back of the plane with all of our fucking contest winners that were going down to Vegas with us. They were all laughing. Everyone was dying.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
But people
That is
buy
a
these
big
things,
dildo, dude. I know.
they
No, it's
buy
not
these things
transphobic.
and they insert them into
Rectums. Yeah.
How does it
Yeah,
fit?
I think you would need to work up to that. I don't know if that's like a one and done. Like you're not going to introduce
Like this isn't
that.
where you start. If you think you might be into a little bung piece play, you don't start with this bad boy. You start with like
You gradually work your
a
way.
mini
to that
carrot.
Usually when you travel
attached
the
to
world,
dental
you
floss.
start in China and you end up in the Caribbean. That's all I'm going to say. Right? That's all I was just talking about travel. What do you guys? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, that just looks like a burden, right?
It looks like a burden.
Right.
You know what that looks like? That
It looks like a fire log.
That looks like leakage. That looks like
Oh.
you're gonna have a couple of days of. I'm gonna probably need to wear a diaper after a night with that.
Well, being on this bus alone and not having sex in quite some time, I've seen my fair share of porn, and there's some fellas out there. You think, how the fuck they love that around all day? Because that thing's
You know what,
pretty
Bonzi?
big.
I think you need to stop talking right now.
Right. Yeah, you were doing great when we were talking about mental wellness and health, and the second you started talking about
I'd
how
like to
much
hear this.
porn you
Bonzi.
watch with
Carry
big
on.
dicks.
I mean, they are part of the pornography. I'm not sure if you've seen them before or not.
Yeah, but are you looking at porn with just dudes, or are you watching like
come on.
you know? I'm asking. You just because you didn't say. You just said you watch porn with these guys with big dicks. It looks like it's hard for them to walk around with them. So I'm asking.
It would be, but no, I watch with the ladies too.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you watch mostly
you were
lesbian
watching-
porn?
I thought you were just admitting to watching porn of guys firing that stuff like that up there.
No, I like the ladies. Trust
Okay.
me.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lady.
Which, by the way, we're getting some heat for Bonzi on the thing. Some ladies actually think he looks badass.
Yeah,
And,
he looks like
He's a good-looking kid.
Steve Austin.
want to get it in. No, but they want him. Emily wants him. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tara wants you bad.
Tara has a
That's what she was just saying.
fiance.
Do that shit-eating grin again. Just do the shit-eating grin like you just. There it is. Look at that. Look at that, ladies.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So you haven't been laid yet. So what are you on now, Bonzi? Were you on like 7 months
Yeah,
of
we're pushing 7 months. Yeah,
He's on the semen
furious
retention plan.
masturbation?
yeah.
The closest you got was the $40 stand-up. The person that stood you up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. I am talking to a lady though that I met on the social media sites, if you will. But we're just talking.
What
That's all.
site? What site are you on?
Oh, she found me on Twitter.
Okay. But are you like on a Tinder or a
No,
Bundle
I
or Bumble
was,
or
but
whatever the?
It actually ran out, or it sent me a notice a little while ago because I haven't been on there in a bit. But it's kind of tough to, oh, hold on, I'll be right there on my 45-foot bus. I'll meet you at the coffee shop. So I just really haven't on. And listen, I've been working a lot and focused on other shit and getting healthy and not so much women.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's probably a good idea, right? Like I'm just wondering because it's like a long time to go without some intercourse, right? For you.
Yeah, it is. It sucks. Believe me, you.
Do you know when the last time you had intercourse was?
I can't even remember, dude. It was even well before. I had some action the night before I left. My very last night in the house I sold.
Yeah.
I had some action with the neighbor. I didn't get to sleep with her though. And that was the last kind of action I've had with a lady.
You know why you didn't sleep with her? Because she's a lady. That's right.
I just,
She's a lady.
First time.
Lady.
So,
Did she touch it? Was the last time she? Yeah, if she touched it. Okay, well, yeah. Last time someone touched it was like what? That's like 8 months ago.
7 months ago.
Did she put her mouth on it?
7 months, 1 week, 3 days, 16 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, who's counting?
Awesome. Way to go. Way to convince her to do that.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a job for her too, because that was fat. That was
women do
fat,
that.
sweaty Bonzi. I couldn't imagine it.
With the skullet, I had to take my hat off laying down in bed, and it's not a pretty sight. But you thought I would have learned then, but I didn't.
Yeah, women get the raw end of the deal when it comes to oral sex, didn't they? They really, really did.
Yeah,
I think about that from time to time. Yeah, it's like we got these things, and they got and then you're like, oh, the outside. You get to the. It's like I wouldn't do that, no matter if you. Like,
I'm not sure we should be discouraging the practice on a public podcast, but
I think we should.
You're right.
I think we're standing up for our female listeners. Is if you don't want to give a beach, don't do it. I get it.
I'm okay
sure,
with
we
the
love
idea that they like doing it. But it does surprise me whenever my wife does wrap her lips around my penis.
Yeah, it's like, listen,
Very
I know where this
surprising.
has been. I don't think you want to have anything to do with this.
I don't think I should comment. I don't think I should comment on this.
I don't think you should either.
I feel like
She's
secrets
in the
are
room.
about to pile out.
Keep seeing
We're
her
all gonna start
walking behind
complaining.
you, so you should be very quiet.
Oh fuck! At this point, who really gives a shit? You know? Yeah,
That's true. That's true. I sure don't. But it's the best part about being single is that you don't have to care about anything. You can just
transition,
right? Yeah.
So Dean, as a single guy, with some intimacy issues, and some other things that have come up over the course of the last year,
like moles,
with respect to your social interaction with the opposite sex.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
How, like, can you put into a number how many times in the last, let's say September, it's October tomorrow.
Fucking get the question
How many
out.
times have you
A lot.
had sex?
A lot.
What are you trying to eat up the time, Lachlan?
I'm just like,
The
when you
answer
say a
is-
lot,
How many times have you fucked in? Oh, 3 times, 6 times, 18 times. You're like,
The answer is a lot.
anything
Well, there's.
that's
See,
called
it's funny because I had this
intercourse?
conversation with someone the other day. It was a female, and we were talking about this very thing. And she's like, "Okay, listen, you're single, right?" I'm like, "Yeah," and you don't have a girlfriend, no, but you're not, but you still get. I'm like, "Yeah," and she's like, "How does that work?" I'm like, "Friends." And she's like, "What do you mean?" And so I try to explain it to her, and to explain this, it requires like a protractor. But over the age of 40. Right.
Crafting table.
There's this, like, a lot of people miss this. There's this golden age of activity over the age of 40. Bonzi, you might be able to relate to this, where there's this certain segment of men and a certain segment of women who all feel the same way. And that activity, the sexual activity, is one of those things where it's like, there's a mutual need on your part. There's a mutual need on my part. We're friends. We trust each other. Let's just get it done. Let's just get it done and figure out a schedule and see how it works. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. These are people that you trust. These are people that you like. And here's the crazy part is I don't know what happens to women over the age of 40, but they are very forward. Very forward. Like, none of these are relationships that I've actually said, hey, you want to go for it? Hey, you want to do it? None of them. Not one. They've all said, hey, I heard you're single and I've got a need to do some stuff. So what are you doing, like, on Thursdays? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Thursdays it is. Hey, what are you doing on Mondays? Yeah, Mondays it is. Can't do Mondays because of this day. And you know what? The incredible part is that, you know, these are actually, I say it like there's a harem, but there isn't. These are individuals who I actually trust and I enjoy their company as well. So there's that. Plus, then there's another conversation. You can enjoy your time with that person. I think it's what they used to call dating back in the day, where you dated other people. Like, you didn't just date one person because, like, at this age, like, who the fuck wants to have a commitment? Like, who seriously at 48? I know where my shit is. My remote is exactly where I leave it every night. I know exactly what's in my fridge. No one's telling me that I forgot to lock the door. No one is telling me that it's, you know, time to leave when it's clearly not fucking time to leave. No one is telling me that I'm doing dinner wrong. No one is telling me that my kids are this. You know what it is? It's captaining my entire day. And then all of a sudden this whole thing opens up and it's literally like a large group of females who are like, I'm over the age of 40. I have some needs to take care of. I totally trust you because you've got way more to lose than me. So why don't we get together and try and forge some kind of friendship relationship that has reciprocal benefits? I believe they call those fuck buddies. I'm not sure. But
friends with benefits.
I think it's more like, friends with benefits. It's like, and dude, this is like this a massive community of people.
And by the way,
it's not like orgy benefits either. It's like it's all individuals. That's why, like, I'm not on any dating apps. I refuse to go on a fucking dating app. Absolutely zero interest in like going, hey, there's Dean Blundell looking for love. I don't want it. Like, I had someone try and give me a present at Christmas. I'm like, you need to take that back because this is not what that is. This is that, and this is this, and that is it. There's no cards. Thanks for everything. Really enjoy it. None of that stuff. It is, let's get together and see what happens. And after it happens, we'll maybe have a coffee and maybe not, depending on the time.
Hold on one second. I just want to just make a clarification because these people existed in the 20s and the 30s as well. Because that was my 20s and 30s. I had a neighbor really quickly. I had a bad breakup and it was after like 4 years. And this girl came over and she was my neighbor. I used to see her here and there. And she came over one night, like 3 days after it happened, the breakup. And she, we were talking, she breaks out some ecstasy. we did the ecstasy. An hour later, we're sitting there and we're both kind of feeling it or whatever. And I literally said, I can't believe I'm saying this on air, but I literally said, listen, I don't want anything. Like literally the only thing that I would do with you right now is let you go down on me, or we can just hang out and be friends. And that's it. I ain't doing anything else. And she was like, oh, okay. And she did that. And then she came over the next day and did that. And I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, I'm giving you your therapy because that's what friends do. And I was like, okay.
God bless her.
Like,
God bless her.
I live a very different life than you fucking idiots.
This was like 20 years ago.
Hold on. Dean.
Yeah, go ahead.
No drama.
Zero. None.
Like-minded
no
people.
There is no, why didn't you call me back? There is no, I texted you didn't text me because I'm notoriously, I'm telling you the truth, I've got nothing to lie to you about. Why would I make this up? It's not making me sound cool. Like it is, if I don't have to return a text, I don't want to. Like there's ground rules. There's no texting. There's no talking about emotions. There's no talking about feelings. There's no.
Often there's no swallowing.
There's no going out for dinner. There's no, like it's an arrangement. These are there, and people have these arrangements. And you know what the crazy part is that like this is
a rough number of the women that you're parading through the house to do this.
Don't do it.
Well, you make it sound.
Don't do it. Don't say it.
Parading.
Yeah, I don't parade people.
Oh, I thought he said berate. Who are the women that you're berating at your house?
No, parading.
Parading.
They're coming through.
How did you know he berated them?
I don't berate anybody. It is.
They want to be berated.
See, now Emily gets it. See, Emily totally gets it. She's like, no one is snoring at 3 a.m., which means Emily slept with or next to a larger guy that snored a lot. And then she says, and I don't know Emily, it's really nice and peaceful. It is the most peaceful existence I've ever had. And there's no present buying. There's no letting anybody down. And, here's the great part. There's no meeting anybody's expectations. None. There are no expectations.
I think you're
had.
full of shit.
I
don't believe any of this shit.
You know why you don't believe it?
Bonzi?
Because it sounds too good to be
5
true.
years single, and I believe it.
Lachlan, you're institutionalized. You're Brooks from Shawshank, and you just don't know what it's like because you haven't fucking dated in like 2 decades or whatever it's been, right?
I didn't even date when I was in the
a quarter
dating
century.
game.
Were you a virgin and then your wife? Was that how it went for Lachlan?
No.
Do you want to talk about this?
Some poor young lady decided to let me do horrible things to her when I was 20. And then I met my wife.
Wait.
There was another. There was.
Hold on a second. Can we just review to the horrible things, please?
Okay, hold on. Let me do my shtick. Okay. So I have 2 hands. Okay.
1, 2.
I can take one hand, put it in my pocket, and the hand in front of me, there's enough fingers on that hand to count the number of women before my wife that were kind enough to let me do horrible things to them. Not only that, I might even be able to use said hand if I take the fingers away to open a door. I met my wife young. I was 21.
So this is a world
age.
you're not familiar with, and so you don't
is-
believe it actually
I don't
exists. But
believe it
trust
exists.
Bonzi and I, right? Bonzarelli, Arthur Bonzarelli. This world exists. And
I
it's
don't believe
good.
What
don't you believe?
It's too good to be true that there's no
We're living proof.
there's no
you clown.
baggage.
He's in denial because he
attached
can
with
never
it.
ever know
No.
firsthand what that might be like. So he's like, well, if I can't have it, then fuck these guys. They're lying.
And it doesn't exist.
I had a friend for years that was like this, and we were at a restaurant one time. We were at actually Earl's. He's my lawyer in Winnipeg, and he's a really good guy, really good looking, really charming, always like perpetually single, but always with ladies. And but he had a lot of drama in his life. Anyway, this waitress comes over to the table. We sit down and we're chatting, and this waitress comes over, and I notice an awkward exchange, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, Sarah, how are you? Good. You guys want a drink?" And she was like, not happy about the fact that she had to serve this guy that she obviously knew, and she leaves, and I'm like, "There's a story there," and he goes, "Yeah. I used to make her lick my asshole while I beat off."
You know, the men's asses. What kind of monster would do that to a man? Listen.
And I'm
That
like,
came out of nowhere.
wow. I don't know if we can stay. I think we need to leave. I
Yeah.
think we need to leave right now because I didn't expect to hear that. I've never asked anybody to do that.
No.
Like I just you guys are living on a different planet
It is.
than
It's
I
fabulous.
Yeah, how would you describe our life? Gwendolyn just heard what you said. She just said, "Oh my God." And then Emily's like, that escalated quick. I like this Emily chick. She's cool. How would you describe our lifestyle, Bonzi? Rack on tour? Professional pimps? How would you
Rack on tour,
describe
like the
who we
Playboy
are?
Bunny Bus?
Yeah, like we're men about town, or what are we? Are we gentlemen pimps? Like how do you describe this free lifestyle?
Well,
Not gentlemen pimps.
pimp is always
Or-
taken the wrong way, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to
Not
just
enough
call
people
it
taking pimp in the good way. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
we're gentlemen that are
Yeah.
in this certain group. And listen, the ladies are in that same group, and like you mentioned earlier, there's a plethora of them out there that like to not be in a relationship also, and
But
go and have
also
fun.
feel the need.
But they don't have to listen to Oscar snore at 3 a.m.
This may come as a shock. Yeah, it may come as a shock to all of you. Just to further what my friend Emily was saying here on our comments, there are women who also feel the same way Bonzi and I do, and those are smart women.
I'm not disagreeing with you on the sort of the carnal side of what you guys are discussing, and I'm not suggesting that there isn't this group of people out there that are into this, like where it's just, okay, listen, you have a need, I have a need, and I don't really want you at my house, like, and I don't need anything more than this. And I'm not even suggesting that there isn't men and women that think this way.
Yeah.
I just think that over time it has to develop. There has to be that next step, and that's why I'm curious about
It happens.
one, the numbers that you're suggesting that you have in the stall,
Stable? Yeah.
in the stable, and then two, the lack of drama. I think that might be something to do with who you are, because I don't necessarily disagree that there is that out there, but I'm surprised to hear that you have zero drama in your life with what you're trying to accomplish with the ladies.
Trying to accomplish. I'm not accomplishing anything. And
Maybe it's your
Lord.
honesty.
It's an accomplishment.
It might be.
Bonzi's being very quiet because I think Bonzi agrees with me. I think Bonzi knows what I'm talking about.
No,
You've
Bonzi backed
alluded
me
to
up.
the fact that you've
That's
had
right.
some drama in your life.
Fuck Lachlan. He's way off. Listen,
Way off.
you know what's happening here? I'll tell you what's happening, Lach. You're mad.
I'm livid at both of you.
Well, you shouldn't be because
I'm trying
you're
to stay
you're
calm.
happily married but you don't get to do the fun things that now I'm not having any fun right now, but before this and COVID and everything, in Nicaragua, being single and free and owning a bar, dude.
You guys never had a house mouse?
What?
You never had a house mouse?
No, I
never
don't know
like when you were college age and there was a bunch of you living in like an apartment shared accommodation and there was always one girl who would like accommodate herself. A house mouse.
Jesus, James, you fuck
What?
again. Like
Yep.
I like honestly.
I don't even know what that is.
Very, very sheltered life.
Yeah, me too, but not as sheltered as Lachlan.
James is
yeah.
you're from
I've seen
another
some
planet.
things,
you're
man.
not even
Well,
allowed.
he's got some things like if we
Yeah.
actually took a can opener and ripped him open, what would come out would scare most people. I think.
Yeah.
The
So,
demons would be like, finally, I get to get away from that guy.
Good luck.
I don't know
but
why
yeah,
he's
dude,
swimming, but he's swimming.
it is Bonzi and I are blood brothers when it comes to this kind of thing. We
Good
we
for
talk about
you.
it all the
Good for you.
time.
I do fucking hate both of you with a
Yeah,
passion.
well, you should.
But
You guys should get a therapy girl.
I'm not honestly. I'm not adverse to giving you credit. If you
Look
guys have found some way to make this thing work, right? Like,
Look at my
you
friend
know,
Christy.
Zach?
She tweets, "This is
Who
it.
knows?
Some women want companionship. Some women just want to fuck."
This is like Newsflash,
Good for
1989.
and they're upfront about it.
Oh, totally.
Oh, I'm totally
Block is jealous.
You kidding?
That's from Stony. I got
Listen,
a phone call the other day. This is how my life works. You want to tell me how my life works? Last week, no kids, phone call. I didn't say a word. Hey, I got 20 minutes. I'm coming back from work. You got 20 minutes?
Perfect.
Yep.
Sure
20
do.
minutes.
The
That
fish jumps right
and-
into the boat, Lockman. All you got to do is whack it with your oar. That's it.
24 minutes later, the door closes. My house is empty. I started making braised lamb.
I think
Oh God, that's not.
braised lamb.
That's a
is
bad
funny.
pairing.
I think
I
if you
love
tell that
lamb.
story again, it should be waffles. I don't know why.
Waffles. Sounds better.
Yeah. But you know what it is? Is it and I'll tell you how I got here, Bonzi. How did you get here?
So
Because
did she come over to your house? Like, I want to hear more about this story. So she
You
just
get a
knocks
phone
on
call.
the door.
yeah, I'll leave the door open. Yeah. I'll go down,
So-
open the door, and say, "Come on up." Yeah.
So she walks right into the bedroom, just starts taking her clothes off, and away you go.
No.
Going to
Main
Pound
floor,
Town?
little chat, Pound Town, little chat, maybe a coffee before, maybe after, but catch up. How you doing? Good to see you. That 20 minutes was like a pretty intense 20 minutes because there was no time for, how's your day and all that stuff. It was just like, hey, I gotta go. I got another meeting. And yeah, you've been there, Bonzi. Like,
Did you have to? Did
same
you
with that
shower
neighbor.
or no?
Well,
before
Yeah.
or after? Yeah, I always
Before.
shower before. Yeah, but like in the morning, not in the afternoon when I saw the person. It was the
When the phone rings, did you feel the need to jump in the shower quickly before?
no,
she
because I
came
showered
over?
like 2 hours before then.
Okay.
And I'm a
all right.
clean person, generally speaking. I don't have any hair, so
Yeah.
there's not a lot of that.
Now
I don't
hold
have to
on. Let me
shave
ask
my
you a
back
question.
before someone comes over because I don't have hair on my back. Like some people here, I have
Let's
no
say-
shoulder hair. None.
I have
Zero
horrible
hair.
shoulder hair. Okay,
Gross.
let's just suggest that Barbara, Barbara,
Yeah.
she's
Barb.
got her 20 minutes is up.
Yeah.
She knocks on the door. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Pound Town. She
Yeah.
leaves, gets in her Volvo, and then the phone rings again.
It was a Cadillac.
She's got a caddy, and she's a real estate agent.
Doctor.
Okay, all right. This is fucking fantastic. I love all of this. I could spend all day.
We can't
talking
see
about
Locke's
this.
other hand right now because he's masturbating to your love stories, Dean.
No, the whole thing would be shaking. The whole fucking thing.
Listen, I am not whacking off,
just
but
doing
I
it gently.
like my unit is engorged with blood. Okay, now I want a little more
Yeah.
details on whether or not you double up. Like now, let's say
In a day?
Double
Yeah.
up.
Like, will I do? No.
So Barbara
That's
calls.
rude. That's rude.
That's where I want to know what the rules are. Like
Now you're
that's
lying.
6 o'clock.
So no, I
dinner.
don't see. I'm a little different. I'm sort of like a
Carol
Carol. Like
calls.
I obviously
Carol's
have an
like-
interest. There's no Carol.
Okay, there is a Barbara. I did
Cam?
nail one of them, didn't I? Is one of them a Barbara?
No.
Okay,
Oh, way
all
off.
right.
Yeah.
So then Brittany calls, and she's just getting off her shift at
Yeah, she's got cocaine if she works at Applebee's.
That's awesome.
You know, you want to know the truth?
So you won't double up in a night?
No,
I can't say I'd be that decent.
That
I would.
I would.
So what if Brittany calls
It's already
and
been
she's
done.
coming over with an 8-ball and some leftover fritters
I don't
from
do
the
coke.
from the kitchen?
leftover
I would be
fritters.
I would be pissed off if she brought over cocaine actually. Because I do it.
Fritters in an 8-ball.
Yeah,
Super.
That's like the Mike Bullard, James DeFiore special.
You better get the fritters
and
first,
an
so
8-ball.
you're not going to be hungry after that 8-ball.
What do you
what we
say
were
to Brittany?
That's what we were
What
going
do
to
you
call the
say?
book, Fritters and an 8-ball.
Take your fritters somewhere else. What do you say? I had Barbara over?
No, I just don't answer the door, man. It's like,
Or you just be like, sorry, you gave me chlamydia last time. Like,
you get this. Hello, and I'm like, I'm not here.
This is fantastic.
I'm totally cool with it because we're just friends. Okay.
Look at this. I don't know who this Emily is, but I am switched on. Sounds like a great date, she says. 20 minutes. See, there are women out there like this. There really are.
Okay.
That are just women are, and I
I'm
bet
not
you there are
saying
more
it's-
women out there because we're disgusting. Like we're terrible. We got shit hanging out everywhere. We got balls. We
Man's
got
ass.
fucking like we got chodas that just meet in weirdness. We shit and the poop and all the like. We're terrible looking naked, and they're like.
I look pretty good.
So I'm like
I'm
more
getting better.
grateful.
I look-
Yeah,
I
you
look-
are. I don't look that bad too, but like. It's this terrible like thing where you look at a guy naked, at least when I do, and I'm like, what is that? You know, even myself in the mirror, I'm like, there's so much going on there. Like, and so I'm just grateful that there are human beings out there that are like,
I love how you.
I want some of that.
Look at that naked man. There's just.
I love how you
so
said
much
men
going
are
on.
gross naked, and we all had to defend ourselves. Each one of us. No, I'm doing all right.
I mean,
Each one of us.
there's a lot worse than the 4 of us on this pod. Trust
There
me.
definitely is.
Yeah.
Emily's
Well, we're,
hot, by the way. Just want
what's
to
that?
throw that in. Emily's hot.
How do you know, dude? You can
She's
only
been-
see your face.
No,
She's a
she's been
ginger.
a fan on the show for quite some time, and we are friends on Instagram. And
Yeah.
Emily's hot.
All right.
Just saying.
She's a hot-blooded ginger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what?
The
Locke,
best
here's the other
genetic
thing.
mistakes on the planet. Ginger.
I have also
Amazing.
been on dates somewhere recently. And in my mind, I know exactly what I don't want. And I was on one date that literally lasted 12 minutes.
Really?
Coffee.
Is that awkward?
Yeah. No, it was like instant loudness, instant negativity. I picked up my coffee and I said, I got to go.
That happened to me
Was
too.
it?
Once. I went out. It was the only online date I had. It was like 2008 or something.
You know what?
And I met her. Hold on. I met her with friends, and there was like eight to 10 of us. And then I went and got her, and I walked her back to the bar, and she was just sitting there like this. And then I just met her. She put her arm interlocking with my arm and put her head on my shoulder and just looked up at me all sad. And I'm like, and all my friends are like, what the fuck?
Red flag.
So I walked her to the subway. I'm like, come on, let's go. I'm walking to the
Get on the
subway. She's
train.
like, what? The date's over? I'm like, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
that's
it
what
is.
they want. That's what people want. Like, there are guys out there that want to chase women so they can have someone to be with, right? There are women out there that want to, like, there are a lot, and I'm a guy, so I only get the women that are like, I would really like to meet you. I really want to go out and want to see if you're, like, because a lot of people are looking for marriage and companionship. I'm not looking for any of it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for nothing. And if someone's looking for something and I can oblige them, I do. I'm almost like a philanthropist of wiener.
You should put that on your Twitter bio.
What?
Please put
A
that on your
wiener
Twitter bio.
philanthropist.
Wow. Good for you, bud.
Oh,
Let's
I'm on the Wiener
let's not take
Philanthropist show.
ourselves too seriously, though.
yeah. I'm just donating my penis for the greater good, Lachlan.
I do. I
like-
believe greatly in the greater good. And if I can help, I will. And that's what I'm all about is help, right? Selflessness. And this plays into that big time.
This is 1 ounce exactly, just to let you know.
I am fascinated by this whole thing. I am like
Culture?
well, and I'm
great
also
culture.
fascinated too by the dating the game, the apps, the Tinders, the Bumbles, the Flicks, or whatever the fuck they're called. Like, all of that stuff is just fascinating to me. This whole culture. Like, I can't even imagine, like, if I was thrown back into that I wouldn't even know where to start. You know what I mean? Like,
see, it's the thing is
that
sure what you think is that when you got to get back in, because you're 50, right? So you think, oh, if I get back in, I got to do what I did when I was 25. But there's an entire selection bonzi of women who also feel the same way we feel. Yeah. And so there's none of that, like, gaming, dating, nonsense. Let's see, get to know each other. None of that bullshit. Like, it's all.
But I know guys that are
busy.
Doing
I'm not
that.
busy. You're busy. Let's go be busy together. Let's do that kind of stuff, right, Bonzi? Like, generally speaking, that is. I could be wrong, and I'm not saying I'm a playa. Don't hate the playa.
I hate the
game, but it comes this way all the time. And
they
I'm
don't
not
even
a good looking
expect
dude.
dinner anymore, Locke. It's like literally
they talk about sex like guys.
The dinners, and you literally go to their house or my house, and you get it on. Dude, it was easy. Back, super easy.
Yeah.
Guys are taking me back.
It's been a long time. You guys, listen. Lachlan's looking at us with this longing in his eye right now. Like,
shock.
It's happening.
I am not adverse to the sex that I have with my wife. Like, I enjoy it. It could come around more often.
Well done.
I'll be honest about that. But I'm telling you, I would be very, very interested in the strange that you guys seem to be getting on a fairly regular basis.
Strange.
Was that a synonym for sex?
No, strange is like random women. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's like if cool guys talk like Locke talks, not many guys talk like that. I don't talk about it like that because it makes women sound like they're items. But traditionally,
ladies.
Yeah, that hasn't happened at all in this podcast.
Not at all. I don't do that. Like I said, wiener philanthropist. Gotta do what you
extraordinaire.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, I feel like we've done some good work here, boys.
Yeah, it was great.
Where's my weed?
Right here. James, have you guys, by the way, we're going to leave you with a video. This is James showing up to his mother-in-law's house to attend to weed plants he hasn't seen in months.
Listen, I have 4 plants in my house, and my mother-in-law
bullshit.
Also has
I've already reported you.
I've been trying to tell her for years.
Do
you have a picture of my mother-in-law to show how much of a pothead she obviously is? It's in the Twitter.
You know what? I didn't actually.
Killaloo fucking authorities have been contacted.
I couldn't get it.
This guy's got a fucking plantation going.
Have you seen his stuff?
I saw it on his. I saw it earlier on the.
I don't want to just explain what's in the video. Yeah.
Check this out. This is keep in mind he's already got a few pounds at his own house. Yeah. He just stumbled across this yesterday.
No, I am at I'm at my mother-in-law's because my mother-in-law has a ferocious weed appetite. And so she has 4 plants. And when I was here earlier, they were just regular plants, maybe as high as, I don't know, like 4 feet, something like that. And then I left them for 10 days. And when I came back, this is what I found. What the tidbit? Look how high that is. That is like... I can't even get to the top of it. And then look, more purple buds. Oh, I can't wait to see what these are. And these are probably 2 or 3 days away. And I think my mother-in-law is going to really enjoy this weed. That's your weed update. I'm going to go work on the Bullard book and get toasted. Nicely toasted.
That's awesome.
Look at his mom. Look at his mother-in-law. That's his mother-in-law.
How is that just 4 plants? Yeah, she looks like a raging pothead.
Dude, you should see her at parties. It's crazy.
She has never smoked pot in her fucking life.
No, I don't think she has. She was a school teacher for about 45 years in a little class up here in Killaloo.
So, hold on. Be honest. Have you got enough for the...
All of us?
Have you got enough for the year here, or...
Dude. Okay, last year, I think I yielded like 2 pounds. It was my first time doing it. I gave away like half a pound, and I still have maybe half a pound, maybe like a quarter pound left. I'm gonna.
Pound is a lot of weed.
Yeah, well, I'm James. You know, what do you want?
Yeah, but I mean, even you, a pound is still a lot of weed.
Yeah, but I mean, like you bake. Sometimes I make butter with it. I give a lot of it away. Don't forget. And like, you know, I'm only estimating that I have a quarter pound left. But right now at my house, I'm gonna walk out of here with 5 pounds out of the 4 plants, and that's with a whole brown mold situation that ate like 20%. And then my mother-in-law's weed, which is solely her property, will probably yield like 12 pounds, maybe 10 to 12.
What? That's not 4 plants.
That's the kind of stuff where if you get caught with it, they're like, yeah, you're selling this to like you're going to Burning Man with this. Like you're trafficking.
You have to grow it in such a way it promotes widening the plant, not making it tall. So these are like bulbous, like big giant things, like, and there's 4 of them, and the trunk is like my forearm basically, and they have all these branches growing out of them, and they have branches, and it's like bud fest everywhere, and it's amazing. You
don't strike me as the guy that sells it though.
No, I don't sell. I live like within driving distance of like 17 dispensaries on the reserve, and like, you know, and the regular dispensary in Barry's Bay, and then like every other guy I know has a pile of weed. Like, you know, it's just not something that I would do. So I'm still answering Lachlan's question, even though
he asked a question and then just fucking split. Did you see that?
Lachlan, tell me about your new thing at the radio show.
No, dude, like here's a still picture of you standing next to it. Like these all pot plants? Like,
so they're pot plants from to the right about 2 feet, and then the tall one behind me. But do you see that gazebo in the back? The plants go all the way to that. So they're like 6 feet deep, and then like 15 feet wide or 12 feet wide or something like that.
And not tall, they're wide. They're super bulbous, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Just all those buds are like,
it's crazy.
And you can't really tell from looking at the picture, but the buds are like basically my forearm, and they're all identical. That's kind of what's weird about it. It's like Monsanto weed or something. I don't know.
Oh, was that the oregano you just held up like about 10 minutes ago on the podcast?
It was the one that I put in front of my face, but this is it dried out. So it's still sort of, but it's lost the bit.
Wow,
but this is 1 ounce. This is exactly 1 ounce, 28 grams. This one.
Damn.
Is it really?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm restocking today.
What's that?
What's that?
I got to restock today. I'm all out. So we're going to.
You're in California, dude. They hand that stuff out at the fucking convenience store.
There's so many dispensaries here.
Are there really?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They're selling gas stations in California, don't they?
I don't know. I haven't been to a gas station in California.
Are you serious?
Their double vaccination rate is only 59%. By the way, I looked up the other day.
Just crazy. What is it? 59?
Yeah. Wow. Texas is only 55, so they're close to Texas, but they're always called the progressive state.
Mississippi's 24. 24%.
You know, if it was a new world order and they wanted to kill the people that were not very bright, they did a good job. You got to give them credit for the job they're doing.
What do you think, Locke?
Yeah, Locke, how you feeling about everything? How you feel about?
That's the greatest contribution Lachlan's ever had to one of our podcasts.
Gentlemen, Lachlan Cross has never sounded better, never looked better.
He's apologizing to his wife for the last segment.
Who just fucking gets up and leaves? It's awesome. I love working here.
Right? Oh my god, that's awesome.
Well, that's it for us. It's been an hour and a half, and I gotta go. But Bonzi, podcast tonight. What do you got for us?
No, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got part 2 with story time with Reggie.
Bill Cosby's old dude. Yeah.
We're talking about the firefighting years this time.
You have a show called Story Time?
No, it's a little segment we're doing on Bonzi Live. It's new. It's called Story Time with Reggie. Because he's got amazing.
I thought it was a story time.
What you don't know is Reggie is Bill Cosby's old handler. And he lives in an RV now, so he's running from the law just like Bonzi.
Handler sounds funny.
He is the law right now.
Oh, he's a cop?
Yeah, he's a cop.
Pick up my penis. Put it in that one.
He's killed 2 people? Is that what you said?
Yeah, well, a little teaser for part 3 coming up next Friday.
Okay, I'm excited for the Tripping with Bonzi podcast.
Reggie's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, Reggie tells everybody that. Yeah, he doesn't care. Blackball the podcast. James D. Fiore is where you can find him on Twitter at James D. Fiore, at Bonzi Live on Twitter. Blackball the podcast, pretty much anywhere.
Lachlan,
go ahead.
I just wanted to know, Do you think that you would have to apologize to your wife if she saw that segment?
I don't. Why?
He just wanted to do what you did. He wanted to ask a question, then split. That's what he wanted to do. So.
Oh.
So he just got up and left. Yeah, well, you
I-
can't see
my
if you're
dog
listening
was
as he just got up and left.
barking like crazy. So I was just trying to figure out what the hell was going on. He's fine. He's a puppy, right? So I just wanted to make sure he was okay. Sorry about that.
No worries. No
Yeah,
worries.
I'm at home by myself.
Oh, it's good. You might be at home by yourself for a long time after that podcast. At Lachlan Cross on Twitter is where you can find him.
I didn't do anything
95.7
wrong,
Cruise
did I?
FM. Not really, but it was interesting how when you were asking Bonzi and I about how we get
You guys
around.
are fucking aliens. You're living a very different life than most human beings on the planet.
You mean
good for you?
Better life? Yeah.
Good for you, and it is. It's envious. It very enviable.
I love
what
it.
you guys have accomplished.
Thank you. This is what I've wanted my whole life.
I'm living my lifelong dream by talking about your testicles on a regular basis on a podcast. Lifelong dream.
I get that.
People win. Anyway, Lachlan Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM in Edmonton is where you can find him. Host of The Locker Room. You can also get him on Twitter, at Lachlan Cross. And buy his shirts because he needs the drinking money.
Yes, we got a new hat too. Best summer ever. We ripped off the government of Alberta, the UCP hats. And because they yanked them as soon as everything went to shit again. So we decided to step in and fill the void. We've sold quite a few already, actually.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
We sold like 6 or 7, which is more than we normally sell of anything. Yeah.
6 or 7, which is more than we sell.
We tripled our sales, man. It's great.
Good for you,
I
Lachlan.
shouldn't say that. We had a huge Christmas because a whole bunch of people bought a bunch of stuff for Christmas last year. But I mean, we don't sell a lot of this stuff. If you go to my Twitter profile, there's a link to our merch page. So go check it out. There you go.
All proceeds go to Lachlan's drinking habit, by the way.
And I'm being honest about that. And here's why. I'll tell you why. I had a feeling that, and it says
There's the hat. On the back. Best summer ever? Question mark.
The reason why I didn't want to involve a charity is because I didn't want to go for a year and then walk into the food bank with a $262 check, right? Kind of embarrassing.
Embarrassing, yeah.
So what's this from? We sold T-shirts and merch for a year, and you made $200. Thank you. That's awesome.
Well, we're not salespeople. We're not great at that game. Yeah.
Just talking to a microphone.
So I'm like, let's avoid that shame and just use the money to drink.
Yeah.
So then we cashed out, and then we drank it all in 3 games at the football home games this year. So
in the end zone somehow, because it's a real big league.
We hang out in the end zone. Yeah.
Yeah, the CFL game. It's Alberta. Listen, hang in there in Alberta too, by the way.
We're doing okay. We're doing okay. We're going to lock things down again here soon, I think.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Good to talk to you. Thanks for being here.
All
of you.
guys.
Good to see
Bonzi
you.
Live, James DeFiore. That is Lachlan Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM. Thanks, all. Really appreciate it. It's nice to see everybody today. Just realized I haven't shaved in a couple of days, actually, looking at my face. Shaving zits are making a comeback in my 40s. That's nice. Right here on this. Oh, that's good. Zits in your 40s. Who doesn't love zits in their 40s? You'll only have them in your teen year. No, 48. 2 zits right on my face. Wished I cared. Anyway, that's it. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much for being a part of the show, and thanks for joining us. If you joined us on the chat and through Twitch and of course YouTube, you can get us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. So just look for Dean Blundell and all those different things, and you'll be able to find what we do. But thanks to our friends over at Gitch. Ed's Fine Imports sells them. Luxury branded underwear. It is boxer briefs, pouch in the front, super breathable, resistant to shrinkage, great fly hole, super soft fabric, and moisture wicking, which is what you need if you're a busy fella. But get this luxury branded underwear, Canadian made, support a Canadian business, edsfineimports.com. Gitch3 is your promo code, Gitch the number 3. Send you a free pair if you buy 3 or more. There you go. Also domination.com. These are folks that produced AI and artificial intelligence that helps you produce content and do it way faster, way better, way easier than anybody else could do it. You can't even do it this fast. 72 pieces in like 5 minutes instead of 5 hours. So check them out today. Go to domination.com and try them for free, dmntn.com. Also, our friends over at Blue Microphones, thank you. Really appreciate your support. We are a Blue Microphone platform, which means that every one of our 77 podcasts and content providers all use Blue Microphone equipment. It's a Logitech group of companies. They've got cameras. They've got microphones. MoFi headphones are the ones I use. Also use the USB Blue Yeti X. You can use the same if you want to totally geek out. They've got all kinds of stuff. If you want to make it more difficult, you can do that. But it is per price point, maybe the best stuff you can get for gaming, streaming, podcasting, etc. BlueMic.com or at Blue Microphones on Twitter. Also, thanks to our friends at Easy Auto Financial. Easy Auto Financial helps you get into a car. A lot of people are having a hard time because of their financing and their credit shit. Because of the time that we went through, they take care of that. They also like taking care of the fact that you want a vehicle, and they want to make sure they get you the financing, and they don't charge for it. No obligation. Go to easyautofinancial.ca. Check them out today. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for being part of the show. We'll see you soon. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Bye.
T-minus 1 minute.